Hey, good people. Welcome to this special live action Miss LeAnnyaa's Third Eye 13 in these final minutes of Halloween night 2024. And my intention in sharing content is always to share on the 13th and the 30th or the 31st of the month. And of course, this is not what I intended to do, but I'm not going to spend the time talking about that. What I am going to do is just basically say that there are other things that are coming, but in this moment, I just want to encourage people to vote. Vote, vote, vote. That's what this post is all about, the power of the vote. Now, I am not campaigning for either presidential candidate. I'm not ashamed to say that I think that Kamala Harris is the better candidate and that she got my vote, but this is not about this is not about using my voice to encourage a vote for one candidate or another. This is about using my voice to express the importance of exercising the right to vote, because of the fact that especially for Black people, Black and brown people, underrepresented people within the American society, the right is so hard fought. It's so hard fought and lots of loss to gain the right to vote. And at this point, it is not just a right, but a responsibility for those people who did sacrifice themselves for the right. There was a video that that came across yesterday about there were two older Black women talking about in 1960 when they voted. And they were talking about the poll tax in Mississippi, where they had to pay $2. The Black people had to pay $2 just to cast their ballots. And at that time, $2 was the average weekly salary. So instead of eating, instead of whatever other things that they had to spend their money on, they opted to vote. They opted to pay the poll tax to cast their vote. And I was having a conversation with my god brother early today, and I'm glad that I didn't go live this morning as I expected to. But after talking to him, it's like, okay, it made it clear that this is what I had to say, because he was telling me that he is not voting. And I'm just like, okay, what now? I mean, that came about after we kind of got into this back and forth about the candidates and his arguing why we needed to vote, why Black folks always vote this way for, whatever reasons. And I'm like, I don't care about all of that. I just want people to make sure they vote. And his bigger point is that it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Whoever is in the office is just really a face, is a figurehead, because the powers that be are not really in the presidential office. And I get that. And I know a lot of people might say that seems conspiracy theory like, but my perspective, as it always has been, especially with regards to the whole pandemic and the vaccine agenda, is that if a conspiracy theory were easy to prove, it would not be a conspiracy. Okay, how about that? Because people do not do good in the dark. They might not be out loud, but they do not do good in the dark. So I understand that, I understand his point about that. I understand his point, and I won't even say that I don't necessarily agree. I can't say that I agree or not. All I'm saying is that the vote, whether it matters or not, whether every vote counts or not, I don't know. I can't be for sure, but just like the same, I can't be for sure, as I have said in other posts, I can't be for sure that every time I pray for my beloved, that will matter. I can't be for sure that my prayers for people outside of myself will have any real effect. But the thought is, if it does, great. And if it doesn't, what harm has it done? None. It hasn't. So that's my perspective. And that was my argument to my god brother. And now this is someone who is a true day one. Our mothers became besties when they were pregnant with us. He's 29 days, not even a full month older. And so basically, I have tremendous love for him. But even in that love, it's like, no, it's not right. It's not right to just discard or disregard the sacrifices that were made for you to have the right, which is now, by my estimation, a responsibility to cast your vote. And even if not for the presidential office, because you're undecided about who you believe has the best agenda and who you believe will keep their promises or not, but the rest of the ballot. There are other things, there are people who argue that issues are better addressed from the bottom up in terms of local elections, offices, measures, and so on and so forth, up to the presidential office. And so if that's the case, if choose not to choose a presidential candidate because you feel like it won't really matter in the end, then at least make your voice known about the things that affect you at the local level. Basically, exercise your responsibility, past or right, your responsibility to vote. That's my admonishment, and that's all that I really wanted to say in this post. Okay, so I'm gonna close it out at that. Vote, 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 vote. However you choose, vote, 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 vote. Next Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Okay, and releasing this post and the words of this post to the Most High to be done. And namaste, which means the light within me honors the light within you. And so be good, take good care, and namaste, good people.